Good morning, dear students.
Good morning, sir.
So today we are going to start off with the concept called as linear programming problems. Okay. So first of all, you need to know what do you mean by the term linear. Since we had already studied in our 8th standard, 9th standard, followed with the 10th also. What do you mean by linear equation? An equation where the highest power of the variable will be 1. What do you mean by a quadratic equation then? Highest power of the variable will be 2. And what do you mean by the cubic equation?
Highest power of the variable will be 3.
Okay. Similarly, can you give me an example for a quadratic equation?
3x square plus 2x plus 1 equals 0.
Very good. So therefore, quadratic equation 3x square plus 2x plus 1, where the highest power of the variable is 2. Similarly, can you give me an example for a cubic equation? Cubic equation? Very good. Yes? Yes? Plus x. Here you can see the highest power of the variable is 3. Similarly, what do you mean by an equation of linear format? Means the highest power of the variable will be 1. Example for a linear equation will be, you can give me an example for equation of a straight line, right? Equation of straight line. Yes, anyone? What is the equation of the straight line, children? That is the slope of the straight line. General equation of the straight line, anyone? Ax plus by plus c, right? Similarly, slope of the line. These are all the examples. Slope of the line, y is equal to mx plus c. Correct? So if today we are going to study about linear programming problem, as the name itself suggests, linear programming problem. Here you can see linear means, as the name itself suggests, the equation will be the highest power of the variable will be 1. So linear here it is in terms of objective function, that is z is equal to ax plus by, where z is called as an objective function. What do you mean by an objective function? Means a function where the maximized value as well as the minimized value of a particular equation could be found out. Correct or not? So how do we get those values, or how do we get that critical points? Means by finding out this is objective function followed with constraints. So what do you mean by constraints? Means these are the linear equations which are responsible for finding out the maximum values and minimum values for a given objective function. So these equations consist of less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, strictly less than, strictly greater than equation. Can you give me an example for a constraint? Any example like 2x plus 5y less than or equal to 10. Correct? This is an example for a linear constraint. As you can see, the highest power of x as well as the highest power of y, both are 1 only, and it is associated with the linear inequality, that is less than or equal to. So for each and every constraint, how many points we can get? 2 points we are able to get. So for one constraint, 2 points. For two constraints, how many points we are able to get? 4 points. Similarly, if there are 3 constraints, how many points?
6 points.
There is always an association of x greater than or equal to 0, comma, y greater than or equal to 0. What is this particular thing called as? Very good. Non-negative constraints. Non-negative constraints means this clearly tells in a graphical representation. In a graphical representation like x, this is y, x dash, y dash. We always have first quadrant where both x comma y both are positive. Correct? And when it comes to the second quadrant, x is negative, y is. When it comes with regarding to the third quadrant, both are negative. With respect to the fourth quadrant,
X is positive, y is negative.
correct na? So when we are able to tell x is greater than or equal to 0, y is greater than or equal to 0, whatever the graphical representation we are able to get, that purely comes under which region? First quadrant. I hope so everybody understood.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts?
No, sir.
So then shall we start with the problems, children?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, children, let us copy the first problem. Take down, minimize z is equals to 200x plus 500y, subject to the constraints. Subject to the constraints, x plus 2y greater than or equal to 10, 3x plus 4y less than or equal to 24, x greater than or equal to 0, comma, y greater than or equal to 0. Now you can easily notice here, children, there are actually three constraints they had given. The first two constraints determines there will be an existence of 4 points, because each and every constraint gives rise to how many points? 2 points. Since there are 2 constraints, we are able to get 4 points. And this third constraint clearly gives an example of non-negative constraints. Means it clearly gives a vision that the graphical representation will come only in the first quadrant. So, solution, z is equals to 200x plus 500y. So what is the constraint given here? Yes, anyone? Tell me what is the constraints given here?
X plus 2y equals to 10.
That is greater than or equal to 10. Let us consider x plus 2y is equals to 10. Now, when put x is equals to 0, when we are able to put x is equals to 0 to this particular equation, what happens here? 0 plus 2y equal to 10, then y is equals to 5. So this could be our first point A of x comma y is equal to 0 comma 5. Understood? Next, similarly, put y equals to 0 to the same equation. X plus 2 into 0 equals to 10. Therefore, x is equals to what? Everybody understood, children? So therefore, this could be our next point B of x comma y is equals to 10 comma 0. Similarly, now let us consider the second constraint, 3x plus 4y less than or equal to 24. Yes, Arshavini, come here. Yeah, solve this. So here what you are going to consider the first quadrant as?
We'll consider equal to 20.
Yes. Take the duster.
Now we'll put x is equals to 0.
Put x is equals to 0. Okay.
We'll take 0. Let's change one. X is equals to 24. Y is equals to 6.
Okay. So therefore the third point C of x comma y will be equal to
0, 6.
0 comma 6. Correct. Is this right, children? Yes. Very good. Next, similarly, the last point which we are able to find out. Yes, Gayatri. Yeah. Find out the point number D.
Y is equal to 0.
Put y equal to
0.
okay. What happens to the equation then?
This will be the value.
So 24 by 3, what it will be? That is nothing but 3 8s are 24. Correct. So therefore point D, x comma y. Yes. Good. Everybody understood, children? So basically for two constraints, how many points we are able to get? 4 points we had already got. Now let us plot the graph for this. Okay? Everybody made a note of this? Yes. Okay, then fine. One thing you should always remember, children, whenever you are going to plot a graph, scale is mandatory, not the regular scale which you are going to use. Okay? You need to mention there x-axis, y-axis followed with what is the centimeter, and for each centimeter how many units you are going to consider. So here scale. What can I write here scale? X-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. Correct now? Because the highest value which we had got among all the 4 points is 10. So easily we can plot. Y-axis 1 centimeter is equals to 1 unit. One, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, so 10 is along which axis?
X-axis.
Okay, fine then. So tell me which is the first point, children? 0, comma. So 0, comma 5. Here it is clearly mentioning 0, comma 5. Matlab x is equal to 0, y is equal to 5. Which clearly tells the point lies on y-axis. So therefore this is point A, 0, comma 5. What about the point B? 10, comma 0. Whenever the y coordinate is nothing but 0, this clearly indicates the point lies on x-axis. Point B, 10, comma 0. Plot a straight line. Okay. Next, give me the constraint equation for this.
X plus 2y equals 10.
X plus 2y equals to 10. Okay. Next, what is the third point that they had given? 0, comma 6. So 0, comma 6. That is nothing but point lies along y-axis. Point number D?
8, 0.
8, comma 0. Okay. Plot a line. Okay. Now, for the shading region, we need to consider whether the statement is true or false. So, what is the first constraint that they had given?
X plus 2y greater than or equal
X plus 2y greater than or equal
to
to 10. So, that is nothing but. So, put both x and y as 0. So, 0 plus 2 into 0, that is nothing but 10, matlab what it will be? 0 plus 0. So obviously 0 is strictly greater than 10, no way. So the statement is false. So therefore 0 can never be greater than 10. So statement is false. Shading is away from the origin. Okay. So shading will be away from the origin. Kindly look here, children. This is shading away from the origin. Okay. Next, what about the shading of the second constraint? Yes, ma? 3x plus 4y less than or equal to 24. So therefore, put both x is equal to 0 and y equal to 0. What happens to this equation? 3 into 0 plus 4 into 0 less than 24 means absolutely 0 is less than 24 only. The statement is true. Statement is true. Shading will be very good. Towards the origin. Now, kindly look here, children. In which portion we are able to find out the shaded lines of both the constraints? Region number 1, region number 2, region number 3 or region number 4? In which region we are able to find the shading portion of both the constraints? First region. So this region is called as the feasible region. So what do you mean by feasible region? Means it is the common region which is bounded by the both the constraints. Okay. So therefore these are the boundary values. Point A is already here. Point C is already here. We need to find out what is this point E. So this point E, let us find out through the graph. Okay. Through the graphical notations, what we can get? Shall I erase this? Yes. Everybody written? Through the graphical notation, by using your basics like pencils and scale, you can verify that. Sometimes there are certain conditions where you are able to get the points in terms of fractions or decimals. So always you need to know one thing, solving the simultaneous linear equations either by elimination method or by substitution method, which clearly gives you a vision that what is the point actually meant to be. Because you would have already come across the problems where certain points like 20 by 19, 47 by 19, it will be there. So make sure that you always go with the elimination method. So tell me the first constraint what they had given, x plus 2y equal to 10. What is the next constraint? 24. Okay, solve the equation by elimination method. So therefore 3 into x, 6y, 3 tens are 30. Now 1 into 3x is 3x, 1 fours are 4. These are all you would have already studied in your 10th standard only. Now eliminate the x term. 0, 6 minus 4y will be 2y, 30 minus 24 will be 6. So y is equals to, what's the value, children? 3. If y is equals to 3, substitute in any of the equation. So what will happen? Let us substitute in x plus 2y equal to 10. Put y equal to 3 in first equation. So x plus 2 into 3, that is nothing but 2 3s are 6. 10 minus 6 will be 4. Hence, the value of point E will be 4 comma. Everybody understood? Any doubts in this? So therefore, how many critical points we had got? Point A, point C and point E. Therefore, there are actually 3 boundary values. For these 3 boundary values, we need to find out for which boundary value we are able to get the maximum value as well as the minimum value. Okay. Here, draw a tabular column. Okay. What is the z value objective function that they had given? Tell me.
200x plus 500y.
200x plus 500y. Okay. Which is the first value we can take? At a 0 comma 5. At a 0 comma 5 means substitute in the objective function, children. 200 into 0 plus 500 into 5. What will be the answer? 200 zeros are 0. 500 into 5, 2500. Next, which is the next point? At C. Yeah. 0 comma 6. So z is equal to 200 into 0 plus 500 into 6. That is equal to 3000. Next, which is the last point? E. 4 comma 3. So z is equals to 200 into, substitute in the place of x as 4 and y as 3. So 200 into 4, how much it will be? 800 plus 500 into 3. 1500 plus 800, how much it will be? 2300. Now, what is the condition that they had given in the question? Minimize. So you need to find out among these three values, which is the minimum value? 2300. So this is the minimum value of z. Everybody understood? So therefore, what we can tell finally is z is minimized at 4 comma 3 and the minimum value is 2300. Everybody understood, children?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts in this?
No, sir.
Okay, fine then. Thank you.